fencing off the Capitol and Milley. From the moment he decided to run for president, Biden's been eager to convince you that he's an above-board kind of guy.
The Vice President Harris and I and our entire administration will always be honest and transparent with you about both the good news and the bad. I will always be honest with you about both the progress we're making and what setbacks we meet. We just have to keep telling the truth.
Well, those were just words, and now we know they were totally meaningless. 8.5 months into his presidency, we see that right now Joe Biden's running the government on a need-to-know basis. And the less you know, the better for him. Now take the deteriorating situation at our southern border. A few months back, the Biden administration banned reporters from visiting migrant detention facilities. So much for transparency. The overcrowding, the horrific conditions, the unaccompanied minors, they didn't want you to see any of it. And yesterday, Biden's FAA swooped in to impose temporary flight restrictions over the international bridge at the border in Del Rio, Texas, and it was only after pressure from Fox was the decision rescinded. You see, they don't want you to see the crush of 12,000 plus migrants that want to enter our country at the border. Of course, though, it's not just the denials and cover-ups limited to the border crisis. General Mark Milley just admitted to the AP that he did, in fact, call his PLA counterpart, but he claimed it was perfectly within his duties. Notice he avoided saying it was a perfect phone call. That Milley thinks it's fine for military leaders to coordinate and warn our most serious foreign adversary is yet another reason the general should be terminated immediately. He's totally delusional or drunk on his own power, and he should not be trusted with any sensitive information or operational details. Now, last night, I don't know if you saw, but Senator John Kennedy told the Angle audience that he thought Milley wouldn't survive this controversy, that Biden would have to throw him under the bus. Maybe I'm wrong, I disagree with them, but I just don't see it. Because the Dems' response to every mistake, every accusation, every scandal is to dig in, deny, deflect, and defend.
I see nothing in what I've read that would cause any concern.
The president has complete confidence in his leadership, his patriotism, and his fidelity to our Constitution.
Oh, yeah, typical cliche-ridden defense. Well, where are the transcripts of these phone calls that have been going on apparently for 5 years? Where are the notes? Are members of the press corps suddenly incurious? These were secret negotiations. And as we know, China has the transcripts, so they know exactly what was said, but the American people, I think, are going to be kept in the dark. The truth is, the independent media in the United States is dead. It no longer exists. We should just call them the regime media going forward. I think I will. And the Biden transparency and truthfulness pledge is officially dead. Today, the administration finally had to own up to the fact that its drone strike that Milley referred to as righteous killed 10 innocent Afghans. Now, I'm convinced the administration was forced to finally come out and admit this after that New York Times report and actual videotape of the carnage was released, and of course the international outcry that followed. Milley was involved in they were all involved in this, but they've built fences around Milley. They cordon him off from accountability. And now they've rebuilt their fencing around the Capitol in another blatant act of security theater because supposedly there's a rally that they admit will only attract 700 people. It's not a rally that President Trump is attending or urging others to attend, by the way, but that doesn't matter. The Biden people and the Hill Democrats are using it as a pretext to dredge up more insurrection talk.
We are predominantly consumers of intelligence rather than producers. Well, that is no longer. That was prior to January 6th. We have now grown and expanded our intelligence operations.
We have already transitioned into an enhanced security posture on Capitol grounds, as you can see by the security fence and various other security measures that are in place. Externally, we have been working with over 25 of our partnering agencies on a seamless, integrated plan for this weekend.
The obsession about this rally, the erection of the security perimeter, all the press conferences, also has the added benefit of preventing you, the people, from having access to the Capitol that you rightfully deserve. You pay for it after all. More fences means fewer American citizens get to see how their government actually works, or doesn't. Remember, House Democrats, House members can still vote from home. Remember what I've said from the start. At its heart, the Biden administration is basically just one big comm shop. If they had good news, they'd communicate with you about it. But the bad news keeps rolling in on every level, and they're working overtime to keep it from you. And so they're lying to the American people about the border, about what General Milley did, about what really happened in Afghanistan, and about the significance of this stupid rally tomorrow.